Joining us now to discuss is Katie Faust, the founder of Them Before Us, a nonprofit dedicated to the rights of children. Katie, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thank you. And what a fabulous, inspiring opening monologue. I love it. Like, you really just brought in all of the important pieces.
I really do appreciate that because I've been listening to a lot of your interviews and I just love everything. I've learned so much from you as well, so maybe you can even see some of your ties in there and so many others that I've been listening to. But I think the work that you do is so incredibly important given the disintegration of the family. So talk to us about what it would mean to restore putting kids before adult desires and some of the downstream positive effects that might have on how adults therefore then treat each other.
Well, the first thing is that we have made all of our family policy decision. We've centered it all around the desires, the longings, and the identities of adults, especially around their sexual identities and their emotional fulfillment. And that has been an absolute devastation to the lives of children. And when you destroy enough individual children, you'll destroy an entire society. So we really are seeing the society-wide fallout of elevating and prioritizing the desires of adults above the rights of children. So at Them Before Us, we specifically advocate for children's right to be known and loved by both their mother and father. And if you can defend that right and protect that right and advocate for their right, if you can have that right to have a child raised by both their married mom and dad every day, all their life, you exempt children from some of the greatest social ills that we're facing today, whether it's teen suicide, teen poverty, high school dropouts, teen pregnancy, incarceration, everything, every major problem that we're trying to address today would be solved, nearly solved, if we simply insisted that moms and dads loved each other until death do us part. And what we're seeing, because we have increasingly prioritized adult desire above those child rights, is broken children who don't know how to love and be loved, as you just explained, and the society-wide fallout that results, whether you're looking at the mass shootings that are taking place, the rampant homelessness, or I would say even more starkly, the hopelessness that many children are facing today because they didn't have what they were made to have, and that is their mom and dad loving them every day and loving each other.
And I think it was G.K. Chesterton who once wrote about how education is basically the soul of a generation that gets passed down through time, and we've really snipped that apart. Sometimes when we talk about, as you said, all these major issues that really affect us to this day, sometimes talking to other people, you realize that they're not on the same almost mindset as, perhaps you or I might be. And then you start to realize, oh, well, some people have just such different backgrounds. I mean, some people have really been through the ringer. If they've seen maybe mom and dad hurting each other or, having affairs and all this kind of stuff. And so love starts in the home. And if they didn't grow up seeing it, it's hard for them to fully understand what that even means. And you kind of put a lot into good perspective. I think you're on Alex Kashuda's podcast talking about no-fault divorce back in the 80s when that really kind of proliferated throughout the United States. And that really put us in the course for even what we see now with gay marriage. And then there's talk of opening it up, 3 people in a birth certificate. Why not have 4 or 5? And it just keeps going more and more. Can you explain how we even got here from there?
Yeah, well, we got here to the place where what is here? Where is here? Here is children are items to be cut and pasted into any and every adult relationship. Right? That's where here is. Both in culture and law and technology, we have so overhauled what it means to be a child that now there's no expectation. In fact, it's discriminatory in some places to even say that children should have a mother and father. So in all of these different realms, cultural, legal, and technological, we have in essence made children accessories that belong to whatever adults have the money and means to acquire them. That's what children are right now. How did we get here? Well, it didn't start with the gays. It started when we legalized no-fault divorce, when we turned what used to be the most child-friendly institution the world has ever known into just one more vehicle of adult fulfillment, to the detriment and devastation of a generation of children. And people who advocated for gay marriage said, well, if marriage is just a vehicle for adult fulfillment, if it can end as soon as I stop being happy, well, being married to another man or being married to another woman makes me happy. So let's redefine marriage further to include 2 men or 2 women. And I'll tell you what, the polygamists and the polyamorous are going to take that exact same talking point, and already have, and take the train to the very next station, which is going to be legalizing group marriage.